Thanks for stopping by the Being Beautifully Honest podcast and channel. Thanks for being here, being subbed. If you're not, hit the button. And if you're listening on YouTube, hit the like. It's like walking in the room and hitting that light switch. Let's brighten up the place and get into the real of reality TV.
Talk to me nice, talk to me honestly. Look in my eyes, don't let it fall on me. Say you a good guy, make me believe it. Don't wanna hear it, I wanna see it. See how rewind, when we rewind, feels so nice.
Phaedra put this man up as a prop because this man really thought that they charged that man car for real. And from my understanding, because he called everybody, he emailed everybody for his damn money back. Now I don't even know who this man is. He's some kind of lawyer, whatever. Y'all might know him. I seen him on Instagram doing something. But evidently they've been friends for a while. They dated 28 years ago. And he ain't never got it. She didn't went out with her, like I said, and he ain't never get it. He done spent his money on her. She thinks that, and Phaedra is beautiful, like, right? But bitch, $4,000 for a few minutes on TV, the man wanted his money back, and rightfully so. And being the professional that Jackie is, she gave it back to him. The man said that Phaedra said just roll with it. This just for TV, let's just roll with it. And that just shows you how she moves.
Phaedra said she revived Married to Medicine. Do you agree?
I do not agree. I don't understand how Phaedra could be so big of herself, but then she is a woman of grandeur, so we do understand, I guess. But she's wrong. She did not revive the show. The show was not on resuscitation or was not flatlining. So I would like to think that she should be more appreciative of us ushering her back into the world of entertainment. As we do know, since she had come on to Married to Medicine, she has gotten other opportunities like Traders and Dancing with the Stars, and now she's been able to exit it and go back to Real Housewives of Atlanta, what she really appreciates and where she really wants to be. So pay homage to the girls, because we won't be paying homage to you.
Yo, if y'all don't understand, y'all just was witnessing an episode of Reading Rainbow right here. Like,
I was here like, oh my God, hair crack, take it.
Well, let me see. I'm just saying.
I love a surgical read.
Wowzer.
I don't know, guys. Dr. Heavenly has really been turning a lot of people off, and I watch Married to Medicine out of habit. It is actually one of my favorite reality shows. Not saying I like everybody on the show or I like everything that's done, but out of all of the reality shows that come on now, it is the one that I will watch. I mean, I watch it immediately when it comes on, but I'll watch it maybe in the next, day or two after it does. Dr. Heavenly, and I get it even more so the more she talks, why people call her Dr. Hellishly, or, it's just, she's just a huge turnoff, and it's not even funny anymore. I admit, I used to laugh. It was more like the shock factor. Like, if you've ever heard, just to give an example, if you've ever heard someone that had a child that just started speaking, and that child is around adults that curse all the time, and then you hear the little child say a cuss word, it's not funny, but you laugh out of a shock factor because it's like, I can't believe the baby actually said F-U-C-K, you. Because I've seen that many years ago. I remember it was a chick I used to be friends with, and her daughter, it was, when the child started speaking, and the child's mother, the grandmother, used to curse all the time, and she heard it. So she would curse. Curse, whatever. It wasn't funny, but when you would hear it, you laugh out of a shock factor. So to hear, in the beginning, Dr. Heavenly being on the show and her getting into a back and forth with somebody and her response would be your mama, it would be a laughing situation for me, because it was like, I can't believe she said that. It was like, did she really just say your mama? So it was more, not that it was hilarious funny, but it was more of a shock factor. You laugh. It's just not even laughable anymore. I ain't even sitting here vouching for Phaedra because she has her ways about her too. But it's something about Phaedra that Heavenly and Quad is just not here for. So Dr. Heavenly trying to unmask Phaedra as being, not who she said she was, and did she really donate that money? She wrote a check, but we still hadn't seen the proceeds yet, and the man that bid on her, he asked for his money back and whatever. It's just like, why are you saying that? Why are you putting that stuff out there? And again, I don't know what Phaedra's response is going to be to that, because I don't believe that they filmed the reunion yet. So some of these things I'm sure is going to come up. Hopefully Phaedra will attend the reunion, because from what most of us have heard, she left the show early and then went on to film with the Real Housewives of Atlanta for a few episodes before that season filming ended. So I don't know if she's going to show up to the reunion, but I would hope that she would, because all of this stuff that Heavenly and Quad are doing, like we heard the things that Quad said about about Phaedra, and pretty much, throwing shade about Candy put her on, like benched her for 5 years and all this other stuff. Well, apparently she was good enough to get back in the game because they called for her. I don't think Phaedra went to them begging, asking for a position. They made one for her on Married to Medicine, and then when she left that, she was able to get a space back onto the Real Housewives of Atlanta. So, hate her or love her, somebody loves her over there, and apparently the right people love her enough to make a space for her. So all of the throwing shade and she was benched for 5 years and she's this and she's that, yeah, those things might be true, but what you cannot deny is that she had her time on Married to Medicine. Whether she had a real man in medicine or not, whatever, they still allowed her to be there. And two, they allowed her to go back to the Real Housewives of Atlanta. So all of the things that Heavenly is putting out there about her and the things that Quad has said about her, it's just like, wow. Y'all really have some deep-rooted issues when it comes to Phaedra. And I don't want to go to the jealousy thing because that's just such a lazy, easy read. But if the shoe fits, and it could possibly be the shoes of jealousy, I don't know. I'm not saying that they are, but it's just something about that to me is just not sitting well. And it's just like they're just doing way too much. Because, yeah, Phaedra made a few comments about how she kind of revived the show or whatever. Well, hey, that's her opinion. But her saying that, I didn't hear her throw any digs at the time at any of the women when she said that. So it's like maybe she was hitting some nails on the head that it didn't feel too good. And so they wanted to hit back. But I didn't feel that what Phaedra said was a knock against all of them that's on the show. But yeah, people did tune in because they, like they say on Bravo, they wanted to watch what happens. And we were definitely interested to see, one, why is she on the show? Two, who is the man that she's supposed to be connected with? Yeah, we never saw a man. We never saw her connected to anyone in medicine. They did try to make it like, oh, she's doing holistic health and whatever. So that's her introduction to Married to Medicine. But yeah, I'm just not here for the things that Heavenly and even Quad have been saying about her. To me, it's just like they're just really doing too much when it comes to Phaedra. And again, I'm not saying Phaedra is one of my favorite people either. That's not what this is about. But yeah, a lot of people are just not here for Heavenly. I've been seeing the comments about her, and a lot of them I've been agreeing with, I have to say. But you guys, let me know what you're thinking about what Heavenly had to say about Phaedra and even the things that Quad had to say about Phaedra. And do you feel that they're doing way too much, or does Phaedra deserve some of the heat that they're bringing to her? I don't know about the guy asking for a refund and her not paying the money that she was supposed to pay. Hey, maybe those things really did happen. I I don't know if Heavenly would lie about those things, but maybe there is a reason other than what she's trying to put out there about those situations happening and why they happen, versus the way she's trying to put it out there. I don't know. Because Heavenly definitely is messy. We already know how she did with Dr. G and still was not real in the apology to him. And then we've seen in this season how her husband, Damon, has just been a real huge turnoff because his wife has been wrong. And she said some things about him, Dr. Greg, and his practice, his profession. And that was extremely negative. And Heavenly, we already know she doesn't like anybody talking about her business and bringing heat to her business. But yet you could say something about Dr. Gregory and his reputation when it comes to medicine and his profession that he's in psychiatry, and his name is burnt in the industry. Like, you don't do stuff like that when you don't want anyone bringing any heat to your practices, to your profession, to your career. It's not right. And her husband couldn't check her on it or even admit to Dr. Gregory that, yeah, you know what, my wife did too much and I am sorry that she did that. I'm going to apologize on her behalf. He was like, why are you being so sensitive? I was like, what the hell is going on here? So listen, I don't know. But there's some things I want to talk about when it comes to Heavenly. I'm going to talk about it later. I'm not going to put it in this episode, but I saw something that I was like, something, we got to talk about this. So I'm going to try to do that in the next week. Hopefully I'll be able to get around to it. But so in the meantime, you guys stay tuned. But let me know your thoughts about Heavenly, Phaedra, and Quad, and how they've just really been coming for Phaedra. And we already know she didn't even finish out the season. She left. So like, what really is going on here? Thanks for being here, liking and subscribing. I'm Beth, just being beautifully honest. So until next time, I wanted to keep it brief, beautiful, and now I'm going to say bye.